What's going on, everybody? My name is Gus Gschwind. I'm the 90s Magician. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. For you lovely 72 subscribers, thank you so much for sticking with me over the year, I guess, and still believing in me even though I haven't posted that many videos, and even though I said I would start posting more videos.
You lied to Topanga!
Okay, Sean, while I'm sure Topanga is an avid viewer of this channel and fan of mine, I don't think I lied just to Topanga.
You lied to Topanga!
You're right, I did. And I lied to my fans and my subscribers too when I said I would make more videos. But I promise this time that we're going to be more videos. Because, I mean, this is what I like to do. And I need to find time to do it. So keep me honest. Keep me honest, guys. Keep me honest. So today it snowed in Colorado, and that put me in the fall mood, even though it's been fall since August 1st. Anyway, it snowed for the first time today in September, and there was that and the combination of a post that one of my fellow Marines posted on Facebook. This article right here about, yep, you read that right, Hocus Pocus. No. Not the original Hocus Pocus, but Hocus Pocus 2. That's correct. Not a remake, but a sequel. So, I'm going to be starting this hashtag and this hashtag, and hopefully, by the end of this video, if you agree with me, we can do something about it. Because there's just some things you don't do, and you don't mess with a classic movie, especially with the Zillennials. But first, I want to give a nice big shout out to my childhood friend and just amazing person, Michaelia. She got engaged over the weekend to Josh, and I couldn't be happier for you guys. Michaelia, you're an amazing person. I love you to death, and I love my friends. I love the people that have followed their dreams. It's one of my biggest things is to follow my dream, and so when I see everyone that's following their dreams, and then good stuff happening to them, I just want to take a moment and give a shout out. So thank you for inspiring me, but more importantly, congratulations to you and Josh. I know you guys are going to have an amazing life together. Congratulations and good luck on your wedding. Now, let's get into the abomination called Hocus Pocus 2. Not even an original title. But first, let's roll the intro. Go ahead. Got it. Oh, hey, welcome back. First off, let's just get this out of the way first. If you have never seen Hocus Pocus, you're missing out. Pause this video. Don't click off. Pause the video. Go on Disney Plus. I'm pretty sure it's on Disney Plus. Go watch it. Best hour and a half of your life. Come back and we'll talk about it. Go ahead. Also, I want to also throw out there that people have argued that remakes and sequels are for the new generation because they have the new thing. And I'm going to address that point later, but to my answer to that is just show them the original movie. It's fantastic, and it can stand on its own. So, back in 1693, the Sanderson sisters, Winnie, Mary, and Sarah, Sarah, played by Sarah Jessica Parker, original, are witches that are luring kids into their cabins so they can create a spell or a potion to suck their lives out of them and make them younger. Okay, basic witch stuff, I guess. They suck the life out of Emily, and then as a punishment, Thackeray is turned into a cat. And he can never die. Ever. Fun fact, the cat used in Hocus Pocus was the same cat that was used in Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the show. Which is pretty cool. The witches get caught by the townsfolk and are hung. But before they were hung, they cast a spell saying that on Halloween during a full moon, they will come back and they will take the kids of Salem, and that would be it. Fast forward to 1993, where we have Danny and Max that moved to Salem, Massachusetts from California, LA to be more specific, Hollywood. They hear the story of the Sanderson sisters. Max doesn't believe it, and he goes on to hit on the hot girl in class named Allison. Sister throws a temper tantrum. They go out trick-or-treating. They run across Allison's house, who lives in a big, nice mansion. Max tries to be manly and says, "You know what? Let's go over to the Sanderson sisters' house. Let's do it." Now, for something that was a museum, it was not taken care of at all. They break into the museum / Sanderson sisters' house, and Allison goes and gives them basically a tour. Another very smart tool that they use, which is smart but also not smart, is they had Zippo lighters just kind of hanging out there next to the cash register. Now, Zippo lighters are pretty expensive, so I don't know why they would just be hanging out there. Had those Zippo lighters. Max takes it out to turn it on and give us some light. Then they turn on the light. Oh, all of a sudden there's cobwebs everywhere, and this is the museum. And then they discover the black flame candle. Just so happens that Max is a virgin. It's Halloween. It's a full moon, and he's got a Zippo. Here's one of my gripes, and then I'm about to CinemaSin this movie right now. Whoever put a lighter in a museum where if the black flame candle was lit, it would bring back witches from the dead, they should be fired. But that's none of my business. Danny and Allison get spooked. They don't want to be there anymore. Max goes, "Come on, let's light this bad boy up." Out comes Thackeray Binks as a cat and knocks Max to the floor. Max goes, "Stupid cat," and then gets back up, proceeds to light the black flame candle. As soon as the black flame candle turns into the black flame, the fake candle lights turn into fire candle lights, and the Sanderson sisters come back from the dead. Max steals the book because Thackeray says, "Steal the book." By the way, all of a sudden Thackeray can speak now. Okay. They steal the book. The Sanderson sisters need to track down the book so that they can get the spell and create the potion, and then take the kids so that they can be young forever. And then we get the beautiful usage of the word amok. Now, the Sanderson sisters, keep this in mind, had no opportunity to create another spell before they were poofed out of existence. Because, spoiler alert, they were actually poofed out of existence. The sun came up, they didn't get the spell, they literally exploded into particles, which in the 90s looked pretty cool, actually. Thackeray Binks is released from his cat body and walks off into the gates as a ghost with his sister Emily, Max, and Allison. I don't know, probably get married, I don't know. And they all live happily ever after. That's it. Literally, that's it. Now, there are some things at the end of the movie, very, very end of the movie, that there's something that's left open. And then we have the town bullies hanging in cages above the cauldron at the Sanderson sisters' house. And that was 27 years ago, so they're probably dead. And that's kind of morbid. And at the very, 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 very end, we see the book on the stand and its eye opens. Roll credits. Here are some things that I think are mandatory in order for this sequel to work out. Now, in this article, they said that the Sanderson sisters, the original cast, has to be cast in order for the movie to be successful. And I 1000% agree. It has to be the original cast. Not only because it has to be the original cast, but because usually in sequels there's some part, some essence of the previous movie that are rolled into the sequel. You can't just have a whole new movie with a whole new cast of people and no context between the first one and the second one. Here are some things that I think are mandatory. Since the Sanderson sisters in 1693 were the age they were, and the whole premise of this entire movie is so that they can stay young and they can stay young forever and alive forever, then they have to be the same age that they were when they died in when they died in 1693, and again the same age that they died in 1993. It's important to note too that at the beginning of the movie, the Sanderson sisters were very old. And then when they took Emily's soul, they were young again. Younger, is what they said. So when they died in 1693 and they came back in 1993, they were the same age. That means if 27 years later they make another Hocus Pocus, the Sanderson sisters must be the same exact age they were when they died in 1993. Otherwise, it wouldn't make any sense. Let me point out some facts. Bette Midler is 74 years old. Sarah Jessica Parker is 55 years old. And Kathy Najimy, I hope I said that right, Najimy, who I loved in Sister Act, by the way, is 63 years old. So, that would take an incredible, amazing amount of movie makeup and CGI to make them look the same exact age they were in 1993. It's 2020, and I don't think it's impossible. I just think it would make the budget higher than what it needs to be. Because if age is going to be a focus of the movie and the premise of the movie, then they have to be the same age. They can't have aged when the sequel comes out or when the sequel is written. It won't work that way. Let's also point out the fact that Kathy is significantly lost a lot of weight, and she looks good. So you have to also think about the moral part of making an actor either gain weight or lose weight drastically for a role. Another one of my gripes real quick is the fact that in the article they talk about Disney Plus. Now, okay, Disney Plus is Disney Plus. I have Disney Plus, but if they're going to make a movie crapping on our childhood and they're just going to put it on Disney Plus, why do that? They have The Lion King 2. They did that with a bunch of other movies. I think there's a Mulan 2 on Disney Plus. I'm not sure. There's a ton of movies that are 2s. And I guess that's okay, but still. And I guarantee you if they make a Hocus Pocus 2, they're going to put it on Premier Access and they're going to make you pay $30 for it. Sorry, Disney. I'm not going to pay $30 to watch Mulan where I don't even get to see Mushu, and he's my favorite character in the whole movie because he's hilarious. I'm going to wait till December and watch it for free. It's also important to note that for me, there are some movies that were live action from the original that I think were amazing. They did a great job because they followed the same kind of script and the same formula. And I think it's important that if you're going to make a live action remake, then it has to stay pretty much true to the original. And it's fascinating to see something that was cartoon and is now real life. Beauty and the Beast was, for example, a fantastic job of going from cartoon to real life, and so was The Lion King. I think they did a great job too. And, in my opinion, The Jungle Book was also a great job. But that doesn't mean you have to remake and do live action of every single movie. I don't know. I want to give at least one example, and I'll give two. I'll throw two names out there, but I only have one actual example of how I think that doing a remake / sequel made sense, and they did a very, very, very good job. Now, earlier we referenced Boy Meets World, and I think that Boy Meets World, later down the line that transitioned into Girl Meets World, was phenomenal. They did that just incredible, and they didn't do too much. There's not like 7,000 seasons of it. They did just the right amount, and it works. It works for us Zillennials that grew up with Corey and Topanga, and then it also works for if we have kids and we want to expose them to Corey and Topanga, that they can relate to somebody now in their characters in Girl Meets World, and then we can still watch it because we still love Corey and Topanga and Sean and Mr. Feeney. They're all in it in Girl Meets World. And then maybe those kids are like, well, where did this come from? And then you go, let me show you, kids. And then you put on Boy Meets World, and you just have a great time. You have just a fantastic time because they did a very, very, very good job of taking the original, mixing it up with some new stuff, but keeping it true to the original. So both the Zillennials and the what are they called? Zoomers? I don't know. The newest generation can enjoy this huge chunk of our lives that we always think about when we talk about the 90s. Okay, let's just see how this might plan out. Let's say Max and Allison have a kid, and they don't want to talk about what happened with the Sanderson sisters. But we have Danny. Here's Danny going and telling them about what happened with the Sanderson sisters. So Max and Allison's kid is now fascinated, and let's just even say that Allison is the curator of the museum, which is the Sanderson sisters' house. Let me point something out real quick. Let's just pretend for a second that we're going to stop this Hocus Pocus 2 tragedy from happening again. We take the black flame candle and we melt it down into these little wax bottles with juice in them. Remember from the 90s where you just drank it? Or if you were like me, just put the whole thing in your mouth and shoot it. I'm not going to do it because this is old. But what about the black flame candle? Boom. It's called a prop. Use a prop. Now, there's no way even a virgin on Halloween during a full moon can light the black flame candle because it doesn't exist. Boom. Movie solved. Movie problem solved. Hashtag save Hocus Pocus. Danny's the curator of the museum and convinces Max and Allison's kid and their friends to come and see if they can conjure up the Sanderson sisters again, which couldn't exist because they're gone. They were poofed out of existence. Anyway, so they come back. The Sanderson sisters come back to life somehow, and they're in awe and wonder once again, after 27 years, of the advances in technology and how crazy it was from the 90s until now, and then comparing that from 1693 until 1993. Now, let's not forget what Winnie said.
Otherwise, it's curtains. We have it. We cease to exist. Dost thou comprehend?
Well, you explained it beautifully, Winnie. The way you sort of started out with the adventure part, and then you sort of slowly...
Explain what?
So, right there, from the words of the actresses, there's no way they can come back because they're already out of existence. But, let's just say that they want to spend millions of dollars to make this movie. How does it work? So, we got the Sanderson sisters come back, and they're in awe and fascination, and then they go and try and kidnap kids, and take the lives from them, suck the lives from them, so they can be young and beautiful forever. Okay, let me tell you why that sucks. Because it's already been told. It's a story that's already been told. You can't take the little engine that could, and then say, oh, now it's the little engine that could, but it's red. See what I'm saying? It's the same story, but just a little bit different. I don't know. If anyone out there knows the writers or people that are going to write this movie, can you please ask them to watch this video? And if you're one of those writers, will you please send me a script? I'll sign an NDA. I'll fly out there and read it in a secure room. I don't care. I just want to know how in the heck can you make this a valid story? Don't make a sequel. It doesn't make sense. It makes no sense to me. There's nothing. Let's talk about Thackeray Binks. Thackeray Binks is, I don't want to say he's a foil character. I don't think he's a foil character. He's obviously not the protagonist, but he is the, probably going to say this wrong and get it wrong, is the deuteragonist or deuteragonist or something like that. Basically the secondary main character, and his job is to guide Max and Allison and Danny through the plot. Say, hey, take the book. Hey, go on hallowed ground. Hey, do this. Hey, don't open the book. So he's the person to guide the main characters through the storyline. Now, if the deuteragonist, or however you say it, is not the correct literary term, please let me know. I want to know. I want to be educated on this stuff, but I couldn't figure out what Thackeray Binks was. So you need Thackeray Binks to be, I guess, the helper, whatever word that is. So you'll need another character like that, because Thackeray, he's gone. He's gone with Emily up in heaven, or wherever, whatever you want to believe. They're gone. It was shown very clearly in the last movie. So now you have to have a character like that. And I guess you can pretend, or maybe think, that Danny would be that character, because that would make the most sense. But why would Danny want to do that again? So now you have to convince us that Danny is so obsessed with the Sanderson sisters and what happened to her near-death experience basically in the first movie, that she wants to do it again and expose a new group of kids to this horror where the Sanderson sisters wanted them to die. You know, they wanted to take their souls. Like, it's pretty morbid if you think about it. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, please. In the comments below, tell me if I'm right, tell me if I'm wrong, tell me if I'm crazy, tell me if I'm blowing this way out of proportion, because I probably am. Let's be honest, there's a lot more things in life that we need to worry about right now, but this just kind of got under my skin, and it's just something different, and hopefully it's something that can spark a great debate between movie fans, zillennials, movie writers, and so on and so forth. But, like I said, I'm not a writer, I'm just a fan of the 90s, and Hocus Pocus is one of my favorite movies of all times. It comes out every year in October, in September, whenever fall happens. It's a good time to just sit down and watch the movie. It's very funny, it's smart, it's a classic kids movie, great for the whole family, and I don't see a reason to remake or make a sequel of this movie.
Stop it. Get some help.
If you know, you know. If you know someone that feels the same way I do, show them this video, share this video around the internet, share it to your friends that like Hocus Pocus, that hate Hocus Pocus, that hate sequels, that hate remakes, that love remakes, love sequels, and let's just have a conversation. You know, maybe the writers will see a conversation and they'll be like, yeah, it's a great idea, let's put that in the new movie, and then we as a community can make the movie better. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to my rant. I really appreciate you guys. Let's try and get to 100 subs sooner than later. I will make more videos, I promise. They're coming, because this is something I decided I really want to do, and I'm going to start focusing on that. So, if you like this video, please make sure you hit the thumbs up. If you don't like it, hit the thumbs down. Doesn't really matter to me, because it's engagement. Write in the comments below why you agree with me or why you disagree with me, and hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so you know every time that I upload a video. Guys, I'm Gus Gschwind. I'm the 90s Magician. Thank you so much, guys. Be amazed and have a happy.